Welcome to Living Chassidus. Together, let's live the Chassidus we learn.
Morning, everybody, and welcome to Chassidus in the morning. 15 minutes, Achana for Yud Shvat, Rebbe's first Maimon. This share is sponsored by Fegi Shwei, L'schus all the Chayolei Yisrael, for Refuah Shlema, and for Refuah Shlema, for Refuah Eliyahu ben Chanalea, Meir Gedali ben Chanalea, Tzion ben Sarah, Chaim David Rafael ben Sarah, for Refuah Shlema, and everything. Everyone should have all the schusim that they want and they need. Have an amazing day. Okay, so continuation of what we're talking about. So we're discussing this concept of Kol Shivin Chavivin. The Frierdiker Rebbe brings down from the Medrash in the Maimon. The Rebbe is really pointing out that the specialness of the Shvi is not because of themselves as much as because they are the Shvi. Meaning the Rishon is really the Chiddush, and we just come out as being the seventh of that. Meaning, in simple terms, where the Shvi, where the generation connected with the Rebbe that is going to bring down Mashiach, bring the Gilui Elikus, Ikashchina down below, back to the way it was, or even on a higher level. But we have to realize it's not because of us intrinsically that we're special or something, but it's because of the fact that we're seven. Like he says, it doesn't say Kol Chavivin Shvin, Kol Shvin Chavivin. We're cherished because of the seventh. And that's what the Rebbe is saying. That's not even necessarily now Bechira. We didn't choose this necessarily even like this. And the Rebbe explains that so who was the first? Like we have the example of Avram Avinu. That by Avram, it says he was such a great level of Mesiras Nefesh that he didn't have Mesiras Nefesh. He believed in the cause. He believed in the cause of connecting to Hashem and revealing Al Tikra Vayikra Sham Hashem Vayikel Elam. It didn't not that Avram called out the name of Hashem, but he caused others to call out the name of Hashem. That other people that so to speak the shlichus that he accomplished wasn't that Avram went to a place like Ur Kasdim or a different place and then he said Hashem exists, but it was got those people themselves to say that. And that's special about his Mesiras Nefesh. It requires Mesiras Nefesh to do this, and I also have Mesiras Nefesh. But what am I here to do? I'm here to publicize the Likus. And because of that, Moshe Rabbeinu was able to be the one to bring the Torah. Yeah, in this book, we'll go from page 42. On the bottom of the bottom. So great was his Mesiras Nefesh. Dasher, to the extent, Gam Moshe, Masha Zachatar, Nisna, Al Yoda, even Moshe, which Moshe, we all know Moshe, the famous Moshe, the Torah is getting through him. What does it say about Moshe? Who mitam ki shivin chavivin. The reason why Moshe gave the Torah, as special as he was essentially because he was the seventh, because of Avram. HaKadosh Baruch Hu Amar Le Moshe, and Hashem said to Moshe, the Makam Gedalim, in a place of greatness, meaning Avram, Al Ta'amod, don't stand. Which means as great as Moshe was, he was, so to speak, a nobody in comparison to Avram Avinu. And even though Moshe only brought the Torah, and this is a contrast the Rebbe is going to bring out in ourselves and in the Rebbe in comparison to Alter Rebbe, but it's a very powerful vart. And in a certain sense, the Rebbe is saying, I'm a nobody. What am I? We're cherished. I'm cherished because I'm the seventh, not because of my specialness, not because of anything special I did, because of the Alter Rebbe. Being the Alter Rebbe caused me to be able to be who I am. Even though the greatness and the quality of the cherishedness of being a Shvi, this doesn't come through choice. You don't choose to be the seventh. We didn't choose to be in this generation. And we didn't do any avodah to get here. We're born here. We're born in the seventh generation. And that's why we are in this special generation. Kim far ticker hate mitzad tel dase, but this is just a finished product because of being born here. Nevertheless, aim bezeh hagbalos. The Rebbe is saying, on the other hand, what comes out of this, you feel like, oh, see, I'm a nobody, I'm a nothing, I have nothing special about me. What am I special is nothing about me. It's all about being the seventh. It happened to be that I was born here. But they're saying, no. We are very special. We have very special capabilities. To the extent, there's no limitations to what we can achieve. Like it says, it's wondrous. Cool. Meaning it's beyond our capabilities. Don't come and say that it's not shaykh to me. It's only you have to be a special person. Like it says in Tanya Velio, Paraktes Baruch of Aleph. Amuva Bedach and explains in Chassidus, Shekal Yisrael, that every single Yid, I feel a Eved, I feel a Shifcha, even a servant, and even a maidservant, Yechelim, Lahagia, Lahashras, Ruach HaKodesh, we are all able to reach the dwelling of the divine spirit of Ruach HaKodesh. We can all have Ruach HaKodesh. We all have the obligation to say, Masa Yagiu, Maisai, when are my actions going to reach the level of the actions of Avram Yaakov? Which is saying here that, and it's such a powerful idea that we're not saying here, before you understand Chassidus properly, you say, you see, I'm not good enough. I'm never going to be good enough. I'm never going to do the action of Avram Yaakov. But he's saying, no, that we have to realize we have the ability to achieve as much as Avram Yaakov. Us living the seventh generation, us living in the time of Galus, that's Kaf Mechuvel, very, very dark, and we have all our challenges. We have to realize together with all these challenges that we have, we can achieve greatness. The greatness on the level of Avram Yaakov, Avram Vino. That we're talking about Avram Vino that we say by Moshe, in the place of greatness of Avram Vino, you shouldn't stand. And we are able to be that person. And that's what we're trying to say here. And just because we're the seventh, and being the seventh makes us cherish, and it's not because of what we've done, that doesn't mean that I can't do anything. It just means that I have a specialness because of the fact that I'm living in this generation. But we have to push ourselves and to achieve the greatness that we have within us. The same time, we should not delude ourselves. In the same hand, and this is like we talk about a lot in Chassidus, that we go from like on both sides of the coin. On one hand, we're nothing special. Our specialness is because we're the seventh. We're special because of the first, really. On the same hand, we have unlimited capabilities to reach the level of Avram Yaakov. But in the same hand, we can't delude ourselves. You have to recognize that really Avram or the Alter Rebbe, the first generation of Chassidim, are really very special. And they're the ones who brought us to where we are today. The whole mile of us being the seventh is because of the seventh to the first. As can durchführen avodas hashlichus rishon, that we are able to continue the mission of the first, and the greatness of the first is expressed in the mission accomplished by teaching al tikra vayikra ela vayakrim, that we have to fulfill the mission of the first. The first we said in the case of Abraham, which was al tikra vayikra ela vayakri, that we get other people to call on, and so too saying with us that we have this obligation, this mitzvah. It's brought out the message of Einam Levadei, of Elikus, of Hashem, to the extent that the other person also does it. This is the cherishedness, or the specialness of the seventh. That we're drawing down this Shekhinah. Not just we draw down the Shekhinah, because every generation does that. Every level does that. We draw down the Ikar Shekhinah, the essence of the Shekhinah. Not just we draw down the essence of the Shekhinah, we bring it down back into this physical world. So we have a very big specialness of this generation that we have, even though on one hand we're totally nobody's in comparison to who's the original, but together with that we have the capabilities, and we are the ones that bring it down into this physical world. The Ikar Shekhinah. And the Rebbe says, and you can imagine at this moment, the Rebbe is saying, and this is what demanded of all of us in the seventh generation. Being that we are in the seventh generation, it's not because we chose to be here. It's not because of our Veda, what we did to deserve to be in this situation, that we deserve to be the ones that are going to bring down the Ikar Shekhinah back into this physical world. It could even be in some situations that we don't want to be here. We don't want to do this. We want to keep it simple. Like Lubavitch, back in Lubavitch, you sit there davening and learning. You don't have to go help other people. Call out the name of Hashem. And nevertheless, we have to recognize if we are in this generation, that we're cherished, we're special. That we're found in the footsteps of Mashiach. And at the end of this conclusion of this period, and our job, all of us, is ligmer, to finish hamshachas shechina, the drawing down the shechina, that we have to finish it up and bring it down. The Alter Rebbe started from the 7th to the 6th, and our job is to bring it down into this physical world. Not just the shechina into this world, but the ikar shechina. Like we said before, even before the tzimtzum, but specifically into this physical world. Beautiful, beautiful ideas. The Rebbe is saying over here that essentially the Rebbe is saying that we have to recognize that kol shavin chavivin, that we have a specialness. On the one hand, we're special not because of anything we've done to be special, but because of the fact that we're in the 7th generation. But in the same hand, we have to recognize, even though the real specialness, in a certain sense, is the original, is Abraham or the Alter Rebbe, we have to recognize, but together with that, we have the specialness because we're the 7th, and which means we have the ability to reach the highest of heights. And we shouldn't say to ourselves, oh, I'm 7 generations lower than Alter Rebbe. We have to recognize, we have to ask ourselves, we are able to demand from ourselves to reach the levels of Avraham Yaakov in our Veda. And we have to recognize that not just that we are special, even more that we are the ones that are going to bring the Ikar Shechina down below. We take its birth with the Ikar Shechina and into this physical world. That is not done by anyone else. Let's start down a little bit. Behold, after we explained that the main Shechina, explained that in the Maimer, specifically the Moshe, the 7th, brought it down into this physical world. What does he explain of it in the Maimon? The main revelation of Elikus is the base of Mikdash. So now we're going to discuss Shtus and how to work in the way of Shtus. Maybe I'll say Apostle, bring the Pasuk. The Ksiv, it says in the Pasuk, you should make for me a sanctuary, I should dwell within them. Now we know the famous teaching over here. It says it should make for me a sanctuary and I dwell within them. Why does it say in them? In them, which is plural. How many Beis Hamikdash are there? There's one Beis Hamikdash. What does it? So what does it mean? And I will dwell within them. What does it mean in them plural? It means within every single yid. That we should make a Beis Hamikdash for Hashem to dwell in here. This is what it means. It's the tzaddikim will inherit the land and will dwell upon it forever. The tzaddikim yisharetz, which is Gan Eden. This is like the Rebbe says, the man tzaddikim should inherit the land. This is talking about Gan Eden. So why do they inherit the land? Because they draw down the level of the holity's name to dwell and be drawn down here. The Indian said the Sheikh and Amram Kaddish Mevar Maimon. The Frierdiker explains the Maimon Mevar Kuliteri. Al Pi Maimon is also explained according to what it says in Zayam. Shiyah Begili Lamata. That the reason why the Shechina that within us we are able to bring down the Shechina, the tzaddikim, meaning the tzaddikim within us, is through revealing a lakus down below. This is what it means. I come to my garden. It's where it was made in the beginning. And we're going to explain what this means more so about how connection with the Beis Hamikdash and the Beis Hamikdash within us and the Shtus be continued on Monday. Everyone should have a great Shabbos. Joining.